Alright, this is for one of our students who asked a question about question 25 in chapter, I think it's chapter 4, on back titrations. So here's another one for back titrations anyway. What it says is we mix 50 mils of 0.1 molar nitric acid with 60 mils of 0.1 molar calcium hydroxide, and then we want to know how much sulfuric acid is used to neutralise this. Just go check the question and find the concentration of sulfuric acid. It's 0.05 mole. Alright, now this is a standard back titration. It's a back titration that will involve going forwards though, so it's a bit weird. So the best way to do this, draw a couple of diagrams of saying what you're going to do. So first of all, what we're going to have is in a flask, we're going to have nitric acid, HNO3, plus calcium hydroxide, CaOH2. We're going to have those two things combine. And in that reaction, what you're going to have is, what is it? Water, H2O, and calcium nitrate. Yeah, balance this up, you need two of these. This has to be a 2 there, and probably a 2 here as well, and therefore it will be balanced. So there's your reaction of the first part. We want to know which one of these is in excess, and because it says you're reacting with the acid at the end, you know it's going to be this one that's going to be in excess. You want to know how much of this is going to be left over though. So what we're going to do is work out how many moles of each of these we have, and we know that this is going to be the limiting reagent because it's going to be finished first, because we're reacting with an acid at the end, so it must be reacting with this. We wouldn't put acid into another acid, it wouldn't neutralise, we'd put an acid with a base, so this one has to be left over. So we've got 50 mils and 0.1 molar. Number of moles equals C times V, which equals 0.05 times 0.1, which will equal 0.005 moles. Of this, what we have is 60 mils of 0.1 molar, N equals C times V, which equals 0.06 times 0.1 equals 0.006 moles. Now, we have a limiting reagent happening, obviously, so therefore that's going to be what we're going to be using for our first bit of stoichiometry. So what we have is number of moles of HNO3 over 2 equals the number of moles of CaOH2 used. This will tell you how much of this is going to be used up over 1. So therefore, it's going to be 0.005 over 2 equals the number of moles of calcium hydroxide used, which equals 0.0025. That's how much is going to be used of the calcium hydroxide. How much is left? Calcium, I'll put it up here so you can see it. Calcium hydroxide left equals start, take away used, which equals 0.006, take away 0.0025 equals, how much is left? 0.00575 is left. So that tells you how many mole of our calcium hydroxide are left. Then we go and look at, we don't know how much sulfuric acid is going to need to react with this. So what we're going to do is write out our second equation is calcium hydroxide plus sulfuric acid goes to water again because it's a hydroxide. Put it in so you can actually see it. That would be handy, wouldn't it? Plus calcium sulfate. Now this is already balanced because we think, hang on, no, we just need two waters and therefore it will be balanced. That should be a bracket around there, but you get the idea. And we have 0.0575 mole of calcium hydroxide. No, we don't. Hang on. Stuffed up here. Let's go back to this. Is that take away that is not going to be equal to this. This is actually going to be 0.035, because I can't do my addition and subtraction properly. Thought it was a bit too much. So because 0.006 take away 0.0025 is actually 0.0035 is left. So that should be 0.0035. Okay? So to neutralize this, we need to look at our ratio. And we work out how much of this will neutralize this. Because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, what you're going to have is the number of moles of this is going to be equal to the number of moles of calcium hydroxide, which we know we've got left is 0.0035 mole. Okay, so that's how much mole of sulfuric acid we have. To turn mole into volume, we do volume equals, what is it? N equals CV, so therefore V equals C over, so N over C. So it's number of moles over concentration. So therefore we do number of moles is 0.0035 divided by our concentration, which was up here, there it is, 0.05. 0.05. That will be equal to 0.75. No, 0.075. Alright. And therefore, that will be, 0.07. That'll be 70 mil. Okay, but the idea is we start off, it's saying that we're reacting these two things. We want to work out how much of the thing that's left. And we realise that by doing a limiting reagent with the two things we're reacting together, we realise we're putting excess of this in, okay, and therefore we're going to work out how much of this is left. We're going to react it with sulfuric acid. So the key thing is here, do two equations, one of this, and then put in your values, and then you can try and work it out through this way. Most back titrations, you'll be given this amount, and you'll need to work backwards. All right, but this is just making sure that you understand the process. So hopefully this clears little things up. So if it doesn't, give us a yell and I'll try and make a better explanation of it.